Good evening. We are live. My goodness, we already have people waiting in the front row here. 22 we have waiting. Good Friday evening to everybody. I'm kind of in between pipes because I started this pipe like 25 minutes ago. This is one that I made, actually, the very first pipe that I ever made. Quite often I'll smoke this Friday nights. My very first intro to the pipe community video, I smoked this. It was a Friday afternoon. Did it out in the backyard 6, 7 years ago. Almost 7 years ago. Upon Astral Night, good evening, Gateway Piper. How you doing? Backwoods Piper 1, how are you? Joby Piper, Pipes and Kayaks. Brad's been a little under the weather this week, and we hope he's feeling better. Matt from Texas, Real McCoy Piper, Haven Hill Piper, Pipes, etc. How are you, sir? Good to see you. So, before I light my next pipe, oh, did I say what I'm smoking tonight? This had Old Joe Krantz in it, and I'm going to be smoking Clark's favorite with Old Joe Krantz as well. Everett Young. Toy Maker Larry, how you doing? We didn't get as much snow the other day as we thought we were going to get. I don't know what you got, but it was just a nasty mess. But we got through it as we always do. Jeffers 58, smoking Grandpa Bones, how you doing, buddy? Law and Smoke, I think you're on my list to talk about tonight, Mr. Law and Smoke. Thingfish. Richard T. Good to see you, sir. Good evening, LA Pipe Smoker. Nick Sweeney, how are you? Smokin' Briar. Thanks an awful lot for coming by, buddy. All right, so here we go. What should we do first? How about I got an email that was pretty interesting from Marcel in Slovakia. And he was talking a little bit about live streaming and watching me on YouTube. And then he was talking about if I was familiar with Mutton Chop Piper and Stuffin' Things, because those are his two other favorite channels. He asked me if I would give my 2 cents as to what I think about those two channels. And luckily, I'm familiar with both Chris and Bradley. Watch both of them. And yeah, I can give you my thoughts. Definitely both very good presenters. And start with Mutton Chop, who reminds me of the guy behind the counter in a tobacco store, who knows everything there is to know about pipes and tobaccos, and yet has the patience to really cater more to the new smoker or the person who's thinking about getting into pipe smoking. And even though he starts, from ground zero, talking about how to buy a pipe or how to pick your first tobacco, he's always fun to watch. because you always learn something new, no matter what. And his titles are pretty simple. Buying your first pipe. With Chris that he's gonna start right from the beginning and take you right on through, not miss a thing, be really thorough. He stays focused, he stays on topic. Um, his style is very calm, and certainly if I was a brand new pipe smoker, he's the type of guy I'd want telling me what I need to know. So, great channel, Mutton Chop Piper. Stuff and Things is a little bit different. Bradley covers a wide range of topics. He does product reviews, he does gaming, talks about gaming, gets into sports a little bit. When he's talking about the, who are they, Seattle Seahawks? I don't know. I'm from the other side of the country. Anyway, the thing I like about Bradley is that he will come on and right off the bat he's got a list of stuff he's going to go over. But more importantly than that is he puts a timer on, which gives you the impression that he doesn't want to waste your time. He wants to stay on topic, which he always does. And you get kind of this wide range of interesting stuff that he talks about. So I always catch his Sunday night show, but he also does I think usually first impression reviews Wednesdays, something like that. And I have to say his reviews are really thorough. If he doesn't like a particular blend, he's the type of person who can explain exactly why he doesn't like it, but he doesn't try to talk anybody out of the blend, which if you read some of the reviews on tobacco reviews, you get people that say, don't go anywhere near this stuff, it's garbage, and those are usually the ones that you want to end up buying. So, yeah, those two channels are great. Bradley and Chris, check them out. Now, I thought it might be interesting for anyone who might be interested. Other stuff I watched on YouTube today. And start at the beginning, of course. Sergeant Savinelli with his little daily thoughts. I also caught Beard giving his health update, and it was a mixture of good and bad news. In case you didn't catch the video, he seems to be in good spirits, and we certainly hope the best for him. It's nothing worse than having health problems, and the bad thing is it comes on like that, and one day you're fine and the next day you're not doing so well. But Beard, we're really pulling for you. Northwest Pipe Smoker. He was on his lunch break and did a video. It was very good. Gently Tamped was smoking some rum flake from Gowerth and Hogarth. I had gotten a sample of that from Sergeant Savinelli a couple of weeks ago. I think it was when he sent me the Edward G. Robinson. And I immediately texted him and said, "Nah, I can't deal with the rum flake." But when I put Andrew on, I figured, well, you know what, I'll grab the corn cob and have a smoke along with him, even though I didn't like it. My second bowl of it wasn't that half bad, so there's a little bit of a floral note, kind of a Lakeland type flavor that I'm not real thrilled about, but it wasn't as bad as the first bowl I had. Law and Smoke, I watched him. Yardism did an interesting video on YouTube monetization, and he had all these statistics about how many views you'd have to have and how much watch time you'd have to be in the monetization and all of that. Very interesting stuff. The only argument that I had with him on that was your subscription count isn't necessarily correlated to the watch time. You could have 100 subscribers and you could have 500 views on a video. So it's difficult to say, well, if you only have 100 subscribers, you're only going to get, 100 views or whatever. If you look in your analytics, almost always, at least on my videos, 50% of the people that are watching are my subscribers, and the other 50% are just who knows who they are or where they came from. So who knows? Interesting topic, though. And he's right. There's no sense getting really upset over it because none of us are going to end up making a lot of money with such a small community. Anyone who's thinking of possibly branching out and doing other topics or starting another channel, if you pick the right topic, maybe you could make some money, but we're catering to a small group of people, and we all just do the best we can, I guess. Magician Piper, he was live a little while ago. Got to talk to him. Well, not talk to him, I messaged him. Left comments on his live stream. Finally, Grandpa Cavendish did his video for Kraut68, who wanted a German-spoken video, and Grandpa did really well, as did Cane Rod Piper. I think it was last weekend he did his. It was really good. This is where all the cool people hang out. Well, I have cool subscribers, I will say that. I've gotten more emails this week, I think, than I've ever gotten. It's amazing. And somehow it's all for the live stream. Artful Codger, good evening, how are you? Yeah, so we're definitely going to keep this up. And what else have we got going on through here? Hello, Ben. Uh, Thinking about Mutton Chop Piper and instructing new pipe smokers got me to thinking about how I failed at pipe smoking in college. And I think in previous videos, I always blamed the fact that I didn't have a mentor, which is a good part of it. But I was a cigarette smoker at the time, and also very, very hyperactive. And I can remember that first year of college, loading up the bowl, and as soon as I lit it, I thought to myself, oh, great. Now I gotta sit here for 30 minutes and finish this pipe. Definitely had the wrong attitude. And, I think the biggest thing about that whole experience was I had no idea what I was supposed to be tasting. As a cigarette smoker, you just take the smoke in and enjoy the chemicals. But the joy of pipe smoking for me, and probably for most people, is tasting the various flavors. And so I was never looking for any kind of taste out of it other than the cherry, because it was Borkum Riff cherry I was smoking. And it really took me, let's see, I started smoking the pipe again in 1994, 95, somewhere in there. It took me till I quit smoking cigarettes in 2003 before I was able to really start to distinguish what I was tasting. So that was my big fail. But I'm thinking in maybe 2019, spending that year doing a series of videos geared towards new pipe smoker. And we'll see how that comes out. That'll give me something to work towards after this year's over, if I'm still alive. Learning how to slow down, it's like, that's the whole, for me, it's the whole thing about smoking a pipe, is slowing down. And that was something I couldn't do when I was that age in college. It was just out of the question. I was here, there, I was everywhere. Richard T., what are you doing? Your message was retracted. How do you do that anyway? Sheldon Richmond. I think you're the same Sheldon Richmond who's on Facebook. Is that right? Maybe put a link. Oh, that's right. I have the option of having YouTube take out spammy type messages. I don't know if I click that or not. Aristocob, how are you? Aristocob's message was retracted too. Scott's another great guy. Fly United Airlines. Oh, Yardism. Thank you. That was a great video. Ron Jeremy has crack for sale. Look him up. Tried to do the retracted thing. So let's see, what else have we got going on here? Oh, Magician Piper. I think he and I have the same birthdays. It's Saturday in Australia, and he said his birthday is tomorrow, which would be Sunday, and my birthday is Sunday as well. So, Sheldon Richmond, Morley's Best. Good stuff. I love to watch the guys talking back and forth on this. This is great. Bearded Piper, 1978. How you doing? Thank you, Ron Jeremy. Reading The Haunted Bookshop. I have 2 copies of it here, and I still haven't read it. Cody's Custom Pens. Where did I get something? It went by too fast. Artful Codger, Smoking Velvet tonight. Oh, they were asking if he was smoking velvet. Ron Jeremy's here to troll. Actually, I don't mind trolls. Some of their comments get to be ridiculous, but in order to troll, you have to click on the video, so I'm all for that. Piper McFuzz, thoughts on McClellan News. Did I miss it, or is that about the 5100 Red Cake being discontinued along with a bunch of other blends, which I assume they use the 5100 Red Cake in, or the same Virginia leaf? Terrible news. Do you smoke stronger blends in the winter or weaker ones in the summer? Let me see if I can remember how this goes. I had asthma in probably 2007, something like that. And I couldn't handle Latakia in the summertime in the heat. As soon as I would light it up, I wasn't able to breathe, and it was killing me. So I figured, well, I'll smoke Latakia blends in the winter. So I did that for probably 2 years. And magically, the asthma went away. And a couple of summers, probably 2009, 2010, I was able to smoke the Latakia in the heat. So it doesn't really make any difference for me on the season, but I think it tastes better in the winter time. And on a real hot day, I do prefer just a regular Burley blend. Somebody got a Savinelli, they didn't know there would be that much of a difference. Oh, I know it. And I've told that story many times. You know, I was used to a lot of Dr. Grabo's, which are great pipes, and K. Woody's, which are great pipes. But especially with the K. Woody's, they tend to create more moisture with that aluminum stinger. And boy, when I got my hands on a Savinelli and it was a dry smoke, it's like a difference between night and day. SRT, great. Now I have to buy a Savinelli. Everybody should buy a Savinelli. Why is old Joe Krantz? A lot of people ask about the difference between Old Joe Krantz and Haunted Bookshop. I can never remember this exactly, but Haunted Bookshop is Burley, Virginia, Perique. and I believe it's one type of burley. Old Joe Krantz is a couple of burleys, Virginia and Perique, but it's got more burley and Perique than Haunted Bookshop does. I think I got that right. If I didn't, somebody will let me know. But generally, people will tell you that Old Joe Krantz to them feels a lot harsher than Haunted Bookshop does. And it's because the Haunted Bookshop's Virginia tends to really smooth out the burley more. Real McCoy Piper loves his Savinellis, don't we all? Caminetto, that's a name you don't hear too often. Haunted Bookshop seems to leave a stronger tobacco odor on me than some others do. Do you notice that? Yeah. And I think it's the, well, I'm not sure what it is, but I would assume it's the burley that's doing that. GLP's Gaslight. I have to try more GLP stuff. And I've said it before, but the only one that I tried was Key Largo, which is fantastic. So if you get the chance, try Key Largo. I have the Jackknife Ready Rubbed, which I'm kind of saving for maybe a meet up with Sergeant Savinelli. Eltopian. For anyone who doesn't know it, Dale, the Eltopian, was on YouTube some years back, made a bunch of videos, and then he kind of disappeared. And he came back on with a video, so it's good to see him back. Frank D. Maria, how you doing? Kenny Smith, how are you? He's packing some Haunted Bookshop. We have 5 minutes to go in our Friday Night Live session. Hello from Canada. How are you, my northern neighbor? Do I like Old Dark Fired? I love it. Oh, I left somebody off the list. Timber Drifter, who got a package from Michelle V222. Michelle V222 has certain channels that she really enjoys. She's a closet pipe and cigar smoker. And she had told me some time ago that she watched a lot of Timber Drifter. And in the last couple of weeks, she had asked me a couple of questions about various tobaccos, and she ended up sending him some Old Dark Fired. And he got that, and hopefully he enjoys it. I think he will. Timber Drifter's an interesting guy. Seven Seas Royal Blend, never had it. Getting married on the 17th. Can you recommend a pipe that would be ideal wedding gift? Ooh, that's a tough one. Hi, Doug Owen. How you doing? Old Joe's. A pipe for a wedding gift. Jeepers creepers. There's plenty of people here that can help you out. I would go with some kind of an elegant looking Savinelli myself. Maybe one of the, I don't know, like the alligator rusticated ones, or just a nice rusticated one. Savinelli Plano Forte, Savinelli Autograph. Yeah, because you want, if you're gonna give somebody a wedding gift, you want them to be able to smoke it and have it be a good pipe. A custom pipe from Phil Rivara, yeah, there's a good idea. Phil's doing some awesome work lately, especially like the ferrules, and he's doing all kinds of, you know, bowls that go into other bowls, and the guy blows me away with some of the pictures that he posts. Wedding parties. Hey, there's an idea. Contact Aristocob and put corn cobs on everybody's place at the wedding. Can you imagine that whole wedding hall filled with, I don't know, let's see, what would you give them to smoke? It'd have to be something light. How about some velvet from the old codger there, Artful Codger? 1Q, yeah. Scott from Aristocob would probably send you the pipes if you smoked the 1Q out of them. Mixture 79, I don't know how that would go over. It might. Started pipes in 1962. There's an old timer. Glad to have you on here. Okay, so let's see, we're gonna wrap this up because we don't want anybody falling asleep. As always, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I always look forward to these Friday nights. And so anyway, hope you all have a great weekend, and we will catch you next Friday night at 8. Take it easy.